for Mordor begins.
Greetings from Bulgaria. I'm Vulkk, and I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. I've read pretty much all of the existing books in both English and my own language, Bulgarian. You might have noticed on my channel there is quite a bit of content related to Shadow of Mordor, the 2014's PC version of the game, developed by Monolith. There is a second game coming in just a couple of months at the time of releasing this video, and it's called Shadow of War. Now, let's take a quick look at what exactly Middle-earth Shadow of War is. Shadow of War is an upcoming action role-playing video game developed by Monolith and published by Warner Bros. It is the sequel to the 2014's Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and is scheduled to be released worldwide on 10th of October 2017 for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Shadow of War continues the previous game's narrative based on Tolkien's Middle-earth legendary world, with events occurring between those of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Like its predecessor, the game also takes heavy inspiration from director Peter Jackson's Hobbit and Lord of the Rings film adaptations. The player continues the story of the Rager Talion, who shares his body with the spirit of an elf lord Celebrimbor, as they use one of the rings of power to amass an army to fight against Sauron and his Nazgûl forces. The game builds upon the Nemesis system introduced in Shadow of Mordor, allowing Talion to gain followers from several races of Middle-earth, including olog-hai and olog-hai, and plan out complex strategies using these to complete missions. Now, the purpose of this video, because of the title, is to share some of the most interesting and most up-to-date Q&A related to the game we all expect to see this October. All of the questions and answers I've taken are actually sourced from the Q&A channel on the Shadow of War Discord server. I've discovered it a couple days ago, and I must say that I'm absolutely astonished and amazed at how lively, friendly and active everything here is. We've got a ton of people, including many YouTube content creators. Some of the Monolith stuff are actually present here as well. And I have to say that every single one of these questions and answers that you're about to hear in the video are all taken from the Discord server. If you want, there is a link down below in the description under the video, and you can join the Discord server for free, of course. You will be able to see these Q&As and many more. I'll try to keep you updated from time to time with new Q&As that are interesting and important for you to learn. Now, the following may seem a little bit random, but I've actually done my best to select some of the most interesting questions and their answers that are most up-to-date, and we'll begin with the most scary ones when it comes to a modern game. Microtransactions, how will that work? The answer: in-game gold currency is related to microtransactions. More about this in the future. Also, nothing is locked behind the paywall, so you won't be spending real-life money. Will we be able to visit Minas Tirit and Osgiliath? Yes, eventually we will. I'm not really sure what eventually means here in this sentence, but I'm absolutely thrilled to see Osgiliath in its current half-destroyed form. Can you play the game at 60 FPS on PC? That's a strange question, probably coming from a console player. We support non-capped frame rates on PC, though we may add a 100 FPS cap. It tends to mess up higher than that. Yep, I actually play my game with what appears to be a 100 FPS cap, Shadow of Mordor that is. I don't know if my system just isn't capable of producing higher than this, or maybe there is a cap in Shadow of Mordor. I've never investigated it, but 100 FPS is pretty much enough for me. Will there be a feature to replay story missions? You can replay them once they are unlocked. The game got delayed. Originally it was expected to be launched in the end of August. What's the deal? Why is the delay happening? Are you adding something new? We're just polishing up the game. We want a game that works and can deliver on expectations. We need more time to achieve that. Well, very standard answer, you have to admit, but it's a good one. We can wait a few more months. What happens if you die during the fight with the Overlord? A new mission called Unfinished Business is created. This lets you have another chance at attacking the Overlord without having to redo the siege. However, if time passes, the mission will disappear, so you have to recover from your failure and go back at it immediately. What weapon do you use while riding a Caragor? You will be using Glaive, a new weapon in Shadow of War. If you brand and recruit captains or warchiefs during an assault, can they stay and fight? Yes, an option comes up after you have them in the dominated position. Can allied warchiefs level up? Yes, they can level up by being sent on missions, fighting in the fighting pits, that's something new, making them your bodyguard, and you can even get training orders that can also change their traits and rarity. Can your fortress rebel and join Sauron without it being attacked? Yes, that can happen, but it's quite rare. Is there AoE friendly fire? Yes, it can kill your followers. It hasn't been mentioned if that's on all difficulties, and next question is, how many different mods on difficulty are there? Answer: 3. Easy, medium and hard. Most of us, the hardcore fans of Shadow of Mordor that have spent countless hours in the game, know that pretty much nothing is challenging once you obtain all of the skills and get used to the mechanics in game. You don't even need to research and gain intel on your opponents. So the introduction of 3, not 2 but 3 difficulties is a really welcome introduction for me, at least. What is the most amount of warchiefs you can have in one fortress or assault defense? You can have the total of 6 warchiefs. Why is the map split into sections? Is it to save on loading times or something else? I don't think it had as much to do with loading as much it is a specific design decision. It's more about the game we want and the best way to facilitate that vision. Unfortunately, this answer is a little bit vague and doesn't directly give a distinctive answer to the question itself, but whatever the reason is, I don't really mind that the big map will be split in regions. Let's continue then, we've got a few more. So what can be said about Minas Ithil? Minas Ithil promises something new as a human Gondorian city. It was generated in the game based upon real-world understanding of constructing and building materials. Minas Ithil contains 3 main levels, similar to Minas Tirit's 7 layers. The final human survivor of Minas Ithil will be referenced. Minas Ithil will transform early in the game into Minas Morgul, under the Witch King's control. In addition to the 3 layers of Minas Ithil, there will be barrows, arena and other places within the region. The wilderness of Minas Ithil leads through caves to Kirit Ungol. Minas Ithil, as with all Shadow of War regions, is about 1.5 to 2 times larger that is, than either Shadow of Mordor region. The map of Minas Ithil is open world, as are the rest of the regions. You can fight alongside Gondorians in Minas Ithil main story missions. Can loot be changed based on kills? We can influence the chance of what we are going to get as loot based on the way we kill the warchiefs and the captains. For example, if we kill a warchief using fire, we have a higher chance of getting a trait to apply more damage with fire attacks. The way we approach or take down enemies influence the gear we receive from the corpses. Tell us about the legendary stuff available in the game. Legendary sets of gear exist. And the last question I have selected for this video for today: how many levels of gear are there? Answer: there are 60 levels of gear, different tiers, 4 visual levels, and different color variants. Gear will visually change throughout the game depending on what we have equipped at the moment. Unfortunately, dyeing your gear is not an option, and it looks like it will not be an option. Once again, all of these questions and their answers have been provided in the Q&A channel on the Shadow of War Discord server. Link is down below in the video description, and everybody is welcome to join. Thank you guys for joining me for this one. I hope that you are excited to see and learn more about Shadow of War just as much as I am. This game promises to be something huge. Tell me, what exactly are your plans when it comes to Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor? See you in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Click the like button and help me out. To help me improve and expand, consider becoming my patron with a small monthly pledge.